Hello everybody, and welcome back to $1,000 gaming PC. And this is about $1,000. It's currently, I believe, $1,188. And for its price, it's actually really good. For the price for its the parts for its price, it's really good. The parts are incredible. They do what you want them to do. The GPU is just beast, and you have if your parents telling nothing less than nothing higher than $1,500, this is the game PC for you. Definitely, if you was like, oh, let's just make it $1,400, no, get this PC. Trust me. It's not an Intel i7, but it's an AMD FX 8370 4.0 GHz at 8-core processor. And this processor, people's like, oh, really, AMD? No, but AMD is actually really good. They are really reliable. Sorry, my internet's really bad right now. And they are really reliable. And they last forever. But the bad part is, they can get up to really hot if you overclock them really good. So you better have a water cooling. But since in this PC, we don't have water cooling, it's fine. It's fine without the water cooling because we're not going to overclock too much. But if you're a guy who's an overclocker, you should get water cooling. Make sure it doesn't leak. That's the down part about water cooling. So, it's the FX 8370 model and 8 cores. The Intel i7 4790K has 4 cores. So this does double the cores. So that's actually really good. It's a 125 watts, and that's actually a lot because Intel i7 uses, I don't know, about less than 100, I believe. And it includes a CPU cooler, but I recommend getting this one. I believe it's 4,000 RPM. And the Cooler Master is the CPU cooler. Cooler Master is actually a really good company, so I recommend if you want a really good CPU cooler. I believe it's 4,000 RPM. Yes, no, 4,500 RPM. It's not level. If you have headphones, it's fine. Liquid cooled, no. So that's good. It supports the AM3 and AM3 Plus, so it's pretty good. And yeah, that's the CPU cooler. And third off, we got the motherboard. It's a Gigabyte. It may not be the best, but it's actually pretty good. It's as 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 6, I believe. GPU areas, I believe, and 4 RAM slots. So you can have up to, I believe, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, you can. 32 GB of RAM. And has a port. Blah. Yeah, that's all. Really. There we go. So we have the G.Skill Ripjaws X Series 16 GB RAM. It may not be the fastest, but it's actually 16 GB. You can get another one from G.Skill. It's just a bit just a bit, $3 I think more. But I just chose this one because there's really no difference between RAM. So we have heat spreader, yes. Color black/blue, doesn't really matter about the color. Yeah, it's like the price GB is just increased by a little bit, but it's fine. Now we have the 128 GB solid state drive SSD. So solid state drive SSD. Okay, so it's 128 GB with 50. It's for $50. You really can't get this wrong. It's cheap and fast, as this guy said. Converter console gamer _92. And from shutdown to power login to Windows, if you build a PC, you must buy an SSD. Yes, so this SSD is actually really good. 128 GB, guys, it's $50. You can't get this wrong. I looked for this for the cheapest, but the best. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. Next, we have 2 terabytes. What? Yes, guys, it is $55, about $56. But it has 72,000 RPM internal hard drive, and I say it's pretty good for its price. Actually, 2 terabytes. This is like what you really need. So, yep, we're done with the terabytes. Now we're moving on to the video card. Yes, $500. The Gigabyte G4 GTX 980 4GB WindForce video card. It is extremely fabulous, really powerful. Oh my god, look at all those high quality, high output GPU. I don't know why you put 4 stars. Stupid. Okay, so typical Gigabyte quality and looks in a good package. Of course, every good package looks good, but who cares about the package? You want to know the power, and that power is extremely incredible. It is way faster than the Plano 90. I believe it's just as good as the Titan X. Don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's just as good. And you can have a 2 SLI with it, so yeah, just don't get me wrong. So we have the Corsair 300R ATX mid-card case. Why would you waste your money for like a $100 case? This does a perfect job, and a lot of cases don't fit the 980. So this case is big enough for it. So I just, if you want, like, the case doesn't really matter, but it has a sharp look, so it looks like an official good gaming PC. Next we have the 500 watt EVGA, 500 watt 80 plus bronze certificate ATX power supply. And we're only using 413 watts, so I just added, why not 500 watts? We don't need anything more than 500, so I just recommend getting this. EVGA has really good power supplies, and they actually are really reliable. And it's look kind of like that. What it does actually has wires, this power supply, blah 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 blah. Load up. So I say it's actually really good. Next up with optical drive. It's not the best optical drive you can get, but a Samsung. Come on, guys. Samsung is actually pretty good. So anything from Samsung, I just say just get. Samsung are really good. Quiet and it's decent. Nothing to report here. I've used once to copy OS file to HDD blah blah blah. Perfect and quiet. And so on. Does nothing else now. Would recommend. Do people still use these? Yeah, it's still really good. Let me install drivers. Yep, it's all good. So I read the reviews and they're all good. So it's really quiet. So that's really all I care about. And finally, but least, not the best, not the worst, good, average hold gaming keyboard from ASIO. As you guys already know, I have the ASIO GN 2400 gaming mouse, which is actually, I really do enjoy. For its price, it's actually really good. For a price of $20 at Fry's Electronics, you can probably get it cheaper somewhere else. But this is how it really looks, and you can, it goes blue, so the same as my mouse. So if you're looking for a blue thing, this is good, and it's good for gaming. Don't forget, it is a gaming keyboard. For its price, $19. It is very good. Very, 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 very good. Yeah. So that rounds up into a total of $1,188.96. You guys cannot get this wrong. It is powerful. People may not think the CPU is not powerful, but trust me, it is powerful. Guys, AMD is good. But sure, if you want an Intel i7 4790K or the 6-core one, or the 8-core one, or get an Intel Xylon 18 cores one, sure, go ahead. But telling you, you're going to waste your money. Sure, maybe not the Intel i7 4790K because of its outstanding performance in its rendering, but AMD FX can render things really good too. I believe it can render even better than the Intel i7 4790K. So who cares if it's a little bad, little worse than the Intel i7 4790K by like 5-10 FPS. You will notice it. You're going to get from that CPU, the Intel i7 4790K, it's 500 FPS maybe on Minecraft. Average settings, 500 FPS, 1000 FPS. You're gonna get like 800 FPS, 900 FPS with the AMD FX. There's no difference. So this first price, get it, guys. If you're saying, "Oh no, Intel's the best," trust me. Do not get me wrong. Try AMD. It has never failed me once. So I'm trying to convince you, and not like if you like Intel not on the other hand. I'm not saying anything bad about the Intel. Intel actually is really good, outstanding performance, but Intel is a little pricey. AMD's a little, for its price, is really good, but for its performance, it's just a bit lower than the Intel i7. So both have their best parts. AMD, its rendering, and Intel i7 for its performance. So whatever you like to do, I just recommend it. So rendering, you should get the AMD. Gaming, you should get the Intel i7. But still, if you want this $188 CPU, you have to get it. It's actually really good, and you will be surprised on what the outstanding gaming performance on it is. About just as good as Intel i7, and the Intel i7 just has a bit of a better power, but except this uses just a bit more watts, which is no biggie because of the 500 watts, which just costs about $38. So I just recommend it. It's pretty good for this build. And yeah, this will wrap off for this PC Part Picker. The link will be down in the description below of PC Part Picker. Like, comment, subscribe. I lost